Hey everybody, welcome back. Dennis Wager again with Apex. We're talking again about expanding grout, and today we're going to go over 5 common mistakes that people make while using expanding grout. These are very common things, easy to overcome, but there's some of the problems that come up, and we keep hearing like from time to time where people just say that it doesn't work. That expanding grout stuff, like across the board, doesn't matter what brand, it just doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is they just don't use it quite right. They run into simple little things that they do wrong, and that can easily be overcome. One of the things that I see out there personally is online when I'm looking, everybody advertises the 1, 2, 3 drill, mix and pour, and they make it sound so simple. Well, it is simple, but it's really not as simple as drill, mix and pour. There's a lot more to it, and there's a lot of really intelligent people out there with a lot of really diverse ranges of jobs, and there's a lot of science and physics that can be involved in that too, where it really help you do well with these types of jobs if you just go deeper and more in depth of how to use it. So the first common mistake that we see out there is people just drill too small of holes. Like we've had people call and say, hey, I drilled a 1-inch hole and it didn't work, or I drilled a 3/4 inch hole or a 5/8 hole and it didn't work. Well, yeah, it just doesn't work. I mean, if you're going to drill a 1-inch hole, you need to have your spacing to match that, which is going to be like 6 inches by 6 inches. So you got to have a really tight pattern to make a 1-inch hole work. You can, but that's about it. That's as small as you could go. That's the first common mistake. The next common mistake that we see is the hole spacing, the distance between hole to hole. So the hole spacing needs to be matched up with the diameter of the hole, as well as the hardness of what it is that you're trying to break. So in other words, if you have soft rock or green concrete, you can space your holes out quite far and it'll break. But if you have hard concrete or hard rock, you need to tighten it up to kind of match that. So we'll give you like a suggested pattern, and it's a little bit of trial and error. Like if you've got a bigger project to do, we recommend that you do like a little test section first and just get comfortable with that. If it breaks really well, great. You can space your holes out a bit further apart, save some grout, save some drilling, and if it works okay, just continue as you were, because it's working. So now we've talked a little bit about the diameter and the spacing of your drill holes, which is the drill pattern we call it. The next thing that we find as a common mistake is using the wrong temperature type for the temperature that you're actually working in. So it comes in 3 different temperature ranges: type 1, 2, and 3. Type 3 is for the cold weather, type 2 is for the average temperature weather, type 1 is for the hot weather. Then we also have type 4 now for the hot weather, which is like other countries' type of hot weather, like Saudi Arabia or Dubai, where it's 40 to 50 degrees. So the problem that we see is that people will buy a box of type 3 in the wintertime, and then they won't get around to doing their project right away, and it'll sit on their shelf in their basement, and then summertime comes and then they use it and they go, oh my God, that didn't work. Or vice versa, they may buy the box in summertime and pour it in the wintertime, and they end up having type 1, and type 1 is from 25 to 40 degrees, and they're working in 10. So the other thing to keep in mind is that you may want to like average the temperature and take like the low and the high of that day. So say if the low is 10 degrees and the high is 15 degrees, so in other words, it's going to be 15 during the day and it's going to drop down to 10 at night. That's still in the range of type 2, so then you're good to use type 2. But if you don't do that, then you're going to be in a position where your grout's going to stop working at night because it's too cold. And that's a simple fix. Like you can just simply, like I said before, put a tarp over top of it and throw a little heater underneath there. The heater does wonders. It just heats it up, keeps the temperature consistent through the night, and then it's really like a double shift. You come up in the morning and it's all broken. The next problem that we run into is people that use the grout in wet holes. So a wet hole would be a hole that has water in it previously, that's not blown out or not dry. Or it could be dry and then it has a crack in the side, and then you have underground water that leaks into it that just lets the grout keep getting moisture and water in it, and it won't let it dry. Or it could even be just working in the rain. Like a lot of times if you have a lot of rainwater, or sometimes maybe they're on the bottom of a slope that's rock and the water pours off the slope over the holes and it keeps the grout wet. That just will prevent it from drying out and going through its cycle, and it just stops it from curing and cracking the rock. So in those cases, what we do is we have these plastic sleeves. So we just open up the sleeves, you just insert the sleeve into the hole with like a broomstick, and then take a funnel and pour the grout in through the funnel into the sleeve, and then just fold over the top and let it set. And then the sleeve keeps the grout all contained, keeps the water out, and then all the grout contained in the sleeve, and it breaks the rock. And finally, the last one that we want to talk about, the fifth common mistake, is that people pour the grout, they drill their holes, pour it, and they don't have relief or enough relief for the rock to actually break. If the rock is trapped inside of itself, it doesn't have any relief or open space for it to break to, it can't do its job. A quick way to really analyze that is if you look at just drilling one hole in the middle of a piece of bedrock, it doesn't have anywhere to go, and it's not going to do anything. You put a row of holes along the face of a rock, a row of holes along it like that, where you do have the relief, it's just going to crack and move into the open space. So that's very critical that people have relief. And a lot of times it's just the not understanding really of what relief is. So if you have relief, great. And if you don't have relief, then we can create it by just drilling on an angle. If you drill on a 45, then the grout will push the rock upwards to the surface and crack it out that way. So there's always solutions for it. It's just really understanding the pressure that the grout causes. The pressure goes sideways against the side of the hole and expands outwards, and it's really how to harness that pressure and have the pressure do the work for you. That's really the key and what it's all about with Expanding Grout. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Today's been a great day, and I just hope you all got something from this video and from the other videos. If you would have signed in and watched the other videos, we're here to help. If anybody has any questions, feel free to give us a call or shoot us a text or email. If you have any projects coming up that you want to talk about, just let us know. We can help you with planning, get you set up with product or whatever it is that you need. We also do tool rentals. If you need to have some tools, need a drill or whatever you need, we rent that as well as we sell it. And we also do contracting too. So if you just don't want to do the work at all, just give us a call and say, hey, I got this job. So over here, come and do it, and we'll be there. We just have a daily rate that we charge, and we're available anywhere you want. So hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching.